Dreams really do come true. What up, Fish Tank Ninjas? What we got right here is an update on Beauty the 90-gallon Reef. But first, let me explain something. This channel will not be strictly dedicated to updates on Beauty the 90-gallon Reef. In fact, once a week you can expect a reef or aquarium related topic. This may be an unboxing, reviews, a how-to, and maybe a secret or two.
What? I want to know secrets.
Well, you better subscribe. Now, let's get back to the topic at hand. As you guys know, the tank has been set up for a while. So today what we're going to do is catch you up. Catch you up on what? Catch you up on the livestock, the fishies, my little friends. And we got a few. But prior to adding fish to the system, we waited 3 weeks. Now what did we do during this 3 weeks is very simple. We would take our water and test it every week. We wanted to make sure, even though this was an established tank and it had been running, that there wasn't any ammonia or any parts of the nitrogen cycle still going on. Another reason we took our time was because we were working on what you could say a Christmas wish dream list for fish. We really didn't want to rush this process. What we wanted to do was take our time and actually really look at what was available. We wanted to take into consideration their purpose, why they're in their tank, do they look good together, and how they would interact with each other. Meanwhile, we were also working on that dream list. You know what I mean by dream list? That fish or fish that you've always wanted. It's a little bit more on the rare side probably, and you've never seen it in person. And you're just hoping that you're going to get lucky, and while you're stocking your tank, that your LFS is going to get one in. Fortunately enough for me, this is exactly what happened. Around week 5, after setting this tank up, one of my dream fish came in, one of 3 on the list. And I couldn't believe it. My LFS gods had just shined upon me and brought this beautiful thing in front of my face. Now, I tried to be responsible. The fish was not exactly cheap, so I actually went home and didn't just pick her up right out the box. I wanted to give it some time to get acclimated and start eating in their systems before I just dropped the money to get it. Now you can imagine how hard that was, and you can imagine that when I finally took the plunge, I did not just throw this girl into the main system. I wanted to play it safe. I wanted to give her a chance to get acclimated to the tank. So I threw her in the sun for a little while, and while she's in there, guys, let's take a walk down memory lane and allow us to introduce you
to the babies. And the first baby we got was around week 3 when Anthony came back from traveling. And we were so excited to get new fish. Since our orchid dottyback didn't make it in the move, we wanted to get a fish that would eat the parasites or any nuisances in the tank. Luckily, we ended up getting store credit for our dottyback, so our first fishy was actually free, if you don't count the loss of life. And what we decided on was a green Coris wrasse, because after seeing one in our LFS, Anthony came home so excited, looking like he had a hanger in his mouth from smiling so much. He immediately started showing me pictures of their beautiful coloring and subtle intricate markings, and I fell in love. And we named her Princess.
About 5 days later, I was on the hunt for a Lawnmower Blenny. If where you're from is anything like any fish store I've been to in the entire world, you know finding one of them is not a problem, but I always have to make things harder on myself. I was determined to find one that was extremely dark with red markings, and in all honesty, this guy was going to be in the tank for a reason, and that reason was not to be seen. If you don't know, they really like hair algae. Its purpose was to annihilate and maintain this problem for us. Like everything else, the world had a different plan. A few days after starting my hunt, I walked into Fishland, one of many local fish stores I go to, and saw this guy smiling at me. He literally made my jaw drop. I have never seen a Lawnmower Blenny so white before. He looked like he was carved out of marble. I had to have him. Didn't even ask Steph if it was okay. Luckily for me, she thought he was gorgeous. Unfortunately, Looksy was more like a weed whacker Blenny than a Lawnmower Blenny.
So after being extremely disappointed with Looksie's lack of appetite, we started looking for other options to help maintain the hair algae. Browsing at Fishland, we actually ran into a fish I had never seen before, a longnose hawkfish. And I thought he was so awesome, and I had to have him. But Anthony made me do research and learn if he was compatible with the tank. So I had to sit in the store and read articles on how to take care of a long-nosed hawkfish and if he would play nice. And while he serves no purpose but to be gorgeous and give me kisses from the tank and eat food and poo, he never fails to get the attention from anyone who walks by. He sits on top of the pumps at the top of the water, looking over the tank like a king. For some reason, though, I feel like he looks like a wizard, so I named him Merlin. He's a pretty cool dude, and when I put my cheek to the glass, he actually comes and swims by it, which I think means he loves me. With Merlin, we also bought a sea hare, which has been doing mad work in the tank. So I'd say our trip to our LFS was a success.
Now, this entire time we've been looking for our showstopper, a Disjardini Tang. Had no luck. I was growing more and more impatient though, because at the time, nothing was taking care of this hair algae problem. After getting a sea hare, however, this impatience quickly did a 180, and I was okay again. So, we took a road trip to ATX, Austin, Texas, the capital of the Lone Star State, and while chilling out, maxing, relaxing, and cool, we had a great idea. Let's go check out our local fish store. Realizing we only had time to go to one, quickly messaged my YouTube brother Joey Young. He told me 3 stores I should look at. The one we went with was Austin Aqua Dome. Yeehaw! Walking in was crazy. I've never been to a fish store like this. I immediately asked where the saltwater selection was and took off running up the stairs. That's where I first met her. She was grazing on a rock, and I was tripping on a step. Mango was her name. On the way to the floor, I managed to tell the specialist to bag her up. I'm pretty sure I could have gotten away with it being a normal Sailfin tang though. But I couldn't just keep my mouth shut. I had to keep telling them it was a Disjardini, Disjardini, Disjardini. 8 hours later, Mango was in the tank and showing everyone who's boss. That's until it was time to let Mahal into the main tank. My Watanabe Angel Dreamfish. Luckily, she fits in with minimal aggression towards her, and within a few hours she was challenging Mango to be the boss. The irony, seeing how small she is, and Mahal means love. Now, that's the end of the video. Just a heads up, I'm working on something very special, helpful, and free for all of you as we speak. Now it's your turn to partake. Hit that like button if you name your fish. Leave a comment below. Let me know what else you think should go in the tank. And subscribe. I still can't do that. Subscribe. I plan to have an update every Wednesday and do something aquarium related every Sunday. Now, make sure you're doing your water changes and don't forget to do amazing things like subscribe to my channel while tickling a polar bear while it eats pizza. Till next time, guys, tank like a boss, because you're a boss. And that's a boss's tank.